Hi, this is BB regarding what's happening to me and my particular situation, whether it's gang stalking, mob stalking, and what is actually behind it. What is the motivation of the perpetrator or perpetrators? Because, like I always say, I say this all the time, and I say it so it can register in my own brain as well. Mob stalking, gang stalking, what is usually the motives of these people? They just don't do it randomly, single someone out to do this. Now, someone I read somewhere said that they're energy vampires. They're called energy vampires, and yes, but I also believe that there's some real possibilities, and one of them might be this thing called live streaming. Everywhere you look, you see people with a live streaming camera somewhere, looking at something funny, looking at something ridiculous. Cruelty. One of the things that I've noticed, and I look around you, you'll find that people are getting crueler to others as the day goes by. As the days go by, I should say. We're getting more and more cruel towards our fellow man. To the point we're not just observing if something happens to him. Some may go so far as to orchestrate the thing that would happen to him. Some may go so far as to orchestrate it. Now, if you look on this Facebook, you'll find a lot of made up stuff to get a laugh here, to get a laugh there, something stupid, something silly, something funny, something just corny. But what about the others, the other side of it, the people who are relishing in cruelty, the people who are dealing in just being cruel to others? And I mean, just like any hobby, the more you know of the hobby, the more you learn of the hobby, is the more you want to know, the more you want to branch off. You want to learn more about something similar, and then something else that's similar, and then something else that's similar. I guess it's the same thing goes for doing evil. I would call this evil. To watch a man fall and flounder and then laugh, that's funny. If he's not hurt and he thinks it's funny, that's funny, and he gives permission to put some video out there or something, it's funny. But to actually push him into some water without knowing if he can swim or not, that is cruelty. I think the law might have a different terminology for that. So that's what I meant by cruelty. Purposely orchestrating events to cause dis-ease, distress, and damages to another person's emotional health, mental health, spiritual health, psychological health, financial health, physical health, and their familial relations. The destruction ultimately of these. Because once they start to attack all these other areas, your energy will start to change, shift, become more smaller, become where this is all you know. This is what you're surrounded by, these mishaps, and these things are happening to you, and no one believes you, and your energy is going all chaotic all the time. And then people start to move away from you. So, my point of making this is the motive of these gang stalkings. I believe if somebody does do something to you that's very, very off-putting to you, or something that creates a lot of chaos in your life, or a lot of pain or suffering or whatever, and you actually, they would actually retaliate. A joke is a joke. I don't believe in practical jokes. Practical jokes and I are not friends. I don't see the point in it. I don't understand. Practical jokes I don't deal with. That's one of the things, it's a taboo to me. I don't want it. To me, that's just being cruel. Because when you're on that path, where do you stop? Where do you stop? How far does it go? I was reading on the internet last year, and something showed up in my news feed about this Russian guy who People were paying him to actually do stuff to his girlfriend, and he was so cruel to her that the girl died. This was in Russia, and then he got charged with murder or manslaughter or something. Where does it end? That's my point. Where do you go from just being silly to being absolutely cruel to someone? To the point where you don't care about them anymore, whether they live or die. You would actually hurt their bodies. Hurt them. For what? Money? For people to like you? For what? What kind of cruelty is out there? What kind of cruelty is being bred in our society? In our own backyard and in our own homes. No privacy anymore. It's not right. You see, I'm looking the gang stalking, or what appears to be gang stalking. But if it's prolonged, in my humble opinion, there has to be a reason for this. Nobody will get up in the dead of the night and come out to just mess with me, one woman. For what? What's the incentive? What's the incentive to get them out of the bed and come and mess with me? It's got to be money. No matter which path you take, whatever modality, the end result is some cash at the end of it for them. It's got to be money. Somebody is orchestrating and pulling the strings. This is not happening randomly. Please, you can hate me as much as you want or disagree with me, but let it make some sense. Somebody's pulling the strings. Somebody is orchestrating this. When they talk about these psychic vampires, one of the things that happens here, the psychic vampires, they suck your energy. Now we all know this is an ever-changing time. I think times are different now. In meditation, people are becoming more aware of how energy works. We are all energy. Scientists have proven this. You put us under a big microscope, you don't see a hand anymore. You see it's just energy. It's just a mass, a mass of cells, basically. It's just energy. So the point is, the energy vampires. Now, what is an energy vampire? Somebody who will, like a narcissist, somebody who will upset you because they come in the house and there's like 2 or 3 people in the house, and they feel happy when those 3 people are at each other's throats. Is that one way of defining a person as being a psychic vampire? I guess so. A psychic vampire is also somebody who will literally suck your energy. But how does that happen? What does that mean? Do they constantly pick at you, make you react to their stupidity, their cruelty, their inhumanity? What? Is that another way of being a psychic vampire, by getting a reaction from the person? And how are they harnessing the anger? Is it just the pleasure of causing chaos and confusion in a person's life, in a person's mind, causing dis-ease, distress, and creating a lot of suffering and misery in their minds and in their lives? I am not sure. When people say psychic vampire, because it's not really regulated, it's not a clinical terminology for it. It's still considered in the woo-woo out there. They call them narcissists. Narcissists will provoke people. But I think this goes a little bit further and a little bit deeper than just narcissism. Because narcissists like themselves too much. They don't like to be sitting out in the middle of the night messing with people. They're all about themselves. They might get somebody else to do it and give them some money. Because a narcissist also likes, I guess just like everybody else, likes the comforts of life without having to do anything for it. They will take it from someone else. But that's a narcissist also / thief. They're thieves. But one of the things I want to ask is like, what category do these people come under? Psychic vampires. Because one of the things I've noticed with me is this voice. Again, I'm not schizophrenic. It's one voice, and I know who the person is. And this is not a dead person or a deceased person. This person is alive. So, how are they doing this? Unless she has suddenly developed these super psychic powers, almost overnight, unless she had them prior and I had no idea. It's almost like I can hear every word, and it's like I can go out by myself, no cell phones, no anything, and have a conversation with her. Is she really this good, or is something else wrong here? See, think about that. That one thing there. What kind of people would pay to see that? If this is what is called this live streaming thing, what kind of people will pay to see that? And it goes from being a conversation to her or whoever else it may be happening to become, this is where the cruelty comes in now. You're not just hearing, like, she is seeing what you're seeing because she might be around watching or whatever, and there's a joke, something funny, and you're smiling to yourself. No. This is where it amps up. This is where it gets more bad. People are now wanting more. Like, they're wanting outbursts, anger, throwing things. So, what do you call that? When does the law intervene here? Do they have to open a special branch just to deal with this? Because, folks, I am not the only one this is happening to. This is happening to other people. So call me a kook all you want, or tell me I'm schizophrenic, I need medication. That's your opinion. You are entitled to it. More power to you. I really don't care. I really don't care. But the thing is, I am not the only one it's happening to. How many kooks like me are out there? How many people are branded insane? How many people like me are branded, well, we should be taken off the streets because we're so crazy? But when you look at us, how many crazy things are we really doing that's a detriment to others? Because if you take a closer look, it's happening to us. We are not the ones doing it. It's happening to us. To us. So, when it comes to this energy vampire, right, and these outbursts, to some of you who may be listening to this, even if it's one person, you ever notice that it will come at you, or something will cause you, something you will see, or something will come into your awareness all of a sudden that makes you angry and have an outburst. But when you look around, you'll see somebody who might be just observing. You'll see something that makes you look, either you're talking to someone in your house, there must be somebody else there with you, or you're doing something irrational where somebody else in the vicinity is noticing it. Look out for these signs. When you find like you're being pushed, and you get this angry outburst, and you just yell out loud, or you get angry, there's always someone somewhere observing it, because they're trying to make you out to be the bad person, you out to be the irrational person, you out to be the person who is losing your marbles. Though they're provoking you. People hear voices all the time. It's real schizophrenics. But they will hear the voice in their head. But they don't have these outbursts like these. Even people with Tourette syndrome, that's a different story. That's not schizophrenia. But this here, you will hear them mumbling to themselves. That's different. You can tell when a person is schizophrenic. You can tell when they're schizophrenic. But this outburst, and there's always someone on hand or close by to observe it, to either feel like somebody's there with you having a conversation, that you are talking to someone, or somebody is seeing you act irrational somewhere else, on the outside of your house, or somewhere down the street or something. These are things to take note of. Look around you when you have that outburst to see what's happening, because you will find it's happening on cue. Like somebody somewhere has a larger vision of your surroundings and is knowing exactly when to make you have an outburst. Somebody needs to look into this and find out what happened here. I'm not the only one this is happening to. And if you know of anybody that this is happening to, show them this video so we can band together. Not a mass of crazy people. We're not crazy. There's something wrong here. There's gang stalking. There's hacking. They cannot all be separate incidents. There are people who are schizophrenic and have been schizophrenic for years and are on medication. I'm not on medication. I'm not schizophrenic. I'm not psychotic. I'm not sadistic. I'm not sociopathic. I'm not even depressed. I don't know. The reason is because I can't sleep at night. So what could it possibly be then? My finances are being attacked because my online business is being attacked. Everything is getting hacked. All my ads, my ad campaigns are being messed with. That's a reality. Is that somebody else doing that while somebody else doing this to me? I'm not sure. This is where it gets confusing. There's physical evidences here. I didn't do this to me. I didn't suddenly turn into this stark raving mad lunatic who's just hearing voices and having outbursts for no goddamn reason. I don't know how people would categorize these energy vampires, but the hacking is real. This gang stalking is very real. I don't know. Like 2 days ago, right? I went in the shower. I came out and I was getting some clothes on, and somebody passed by the side of my house. Walked to the back, and then there's 2 houses on this property. So they went to the back and they moved past, and there's a fence back there. So, look, it's summer. It's god awful hot. This person has on a hoodie with flaps and everything. Now, back where this all started, I am a positive speaker. I like to uplift people. I usually like to incorporate something called the Sedona method in my own life. And the person whose voice I'm hearing, I was trying to help that person. And I think this is how this all got started. I thought the boyfriend was not wanting her to be I thought she was being abused. So I made the comment in my own house, well, to keep her from positivity and keep her from the positive influence of the world, why doesn't he make a tinfoil hat and put it in her head with ear flaps and everything? To protect, to preserve the negativity that he wants inside her, so that it's not contaminated with good stuff, uplifting stuff that makes you stronger. You know, the person passed and the hoodie was back there, the flaps and everything, in the middle of a sunny afternoon in summer in a state that is very humid. Is that a coincidence? I don't know. I did go out and I checked. The fence is there. Why would they come walk there? I don't know. I don't know. All I'm saying, that wasn't my imagination. This is not A Beautiful Mind here. You know the movie? This is not that. This is real stuff happening. So I need real advice, and I need you to please reach out to those you feel is losing it, but you don't know why, and sometimes you feel like you can't help them and you pull away from them. Please don't do that. They need you. These people need you. They need you to help them figure this out. So if you know of anything at all, please contact me. Please take them to the police if you have to. Just do something to help them. Please. Thank you.